Is China quietly building a supercarrier that could shake up the global maritime landscape? When the US claimed on March 14, 2025 that China might build a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier with a full load displacement of 110,000 tons, the subtlety of the statement left the outside world wondering, even though China's Ministry of National Defense, MND, responded by saying it was purely a speculation. From the expanded aircraft carrier building at the Wuhan Ship Design Institute to the giant dock at the Dalian shipyard captured in satellite images, from electromagnetic catapults to rumors of a thorium-based molten salt nuclear reactor, the outline of the Type 004 carrier is gradually becoming clearer through the fog. Not only is it about the birth of a warship, but it also reflects the strategic transformation of China's naval forces, from coastal defense to oceanic projection. The strategic transformation of the Chinese Navy, from coastal defense to oceanic projection. China's aircraft carrier technology has progressed in what can be called compressed development. From the Liaoning skidding deck in 2012 to the Fujian ship in 2022 with electromagnetic catapult system to realize the technology of the three-stage jump, China only took 10 years to go through the United States half a century of the aircraft carrier technology evolution road. And 004 type aircraft carrier, if the foreign media speculation using nuclear power, will mark a breakthrough in China's nuclear reactor ship miniaturization, electromagnetic catapult integration of the core technology. Wuhan aircraft carrier building expanded 83 meters wide. Dalian dock appeared 120 meters electromagnetic track, as well as suspected nuclear reactor protection structure of special steel, all point to a super aircraft carrier beyond the size of the Ford class. Particularly striking is that 4 sets of electromagnetic catapults, with a total power of 280 megawatts, can realize the continuous ejection of 4 J-35s within 45 seconds, and the maximum number of sorties in a single day may be up to 300, which demonstrates a significant efficiency advantage over the Ford Class 220 sorties. In the power system, the rumor of thorium-based molten salt reactor has not been officially confirmed, but if true, its volume is reduced by 40%. The power increase of 30% of the characteristics of the traditional nuclear power design will be overturned. This new type of reactor not only for electromagnetic catapult, laser weapons and other energy-consuming equipment power supply, but also give the carrier nearly unlimited endurance, theoretically can sail 1.85 million kilometers without replenishment. With the J-56 generation carrier aircraft research and development progress, Type 004 may form a 4th-generation aircraft, 5th-generation aircraft and 6th-generation aircraft coordinated three-dimensional strike system, the Air War Generation Difference Advantage, or will reshape the Western Pacific air control pattern. Although the US media rendering 004 type of technical indicators, but the contrast between the strength of the US and Chinese aircraft carriers is far from paper data can be compared. The US has 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers in service to form a global deployment network, while China, even if Type 004 is in service, will still face the double shortboard of quantity and experience in the short term. However, China's carrier deployment strategy is quietly changing the rules of the game. When the US aircraft carriers scattered in hot spots around the world, the Plus 4 carriers, if all gathered in the Asia-Pacific region, can be in the local formation of overwhelming advantage, especially considering the US aircraft carriers due to maintenance cycle limitations, the actual number of deployable perennial hovering in the 2 to 3, and China's use of the 3-3 system, rotation deployment, Fujian ship with the addition of the 004 type, will make the number of available carriers to break through the US military's regional presence. Behind this strategic choice is China's dialectical thinking on area denial and power projection. As the creator of the anti-ship ballistic missile system, China knows better than any other country the vulnerability of aircraft carriers in modern warfare, but still insist on the development of nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, which precisely shows that its strategic positioning has exceeded the first island chain. 4 type, if equipped with 2055 type destroyers, 4052D type anti-aircraft defense ships, and 095G nuclear submarines, can build a 1,500-kilometer radius of the circle of defense and offense, which will not only provide protection for the South China Sea energy corridor, but also provide an umbrella for the forward deployment of the aircraft carriers. Provide a protective umbrella, but also out of the Indian Ocean to deter the Strait of Malacca, the control of the maritime lifeline from the passive defense to active security. The rapid iteration of China's aircraft carriers cannot be separated from strong industrial support. The small steps, quick run strategy demonstrated in the construction of the Fujian ship, pushing forward against the tide during the epidemic, and switching to an electromagnetic catapult design in the middle of the process underscores the resilience and adaptability of China's shipbuilding industry. Satellite images of Jiangnan Shipyard's simultaneous construction of multiple carrier segments confirm China's determination to keep the carrier production line running, in stark contrast to the difficulty of restarting the US F-22 production line after its closure. The Type 004 is expected to compress the construction cycle to less than 5 years if it adopts modular construction technology, combined with innovative processes such as digital twins and intelligent welding, paving the way for the realization of the 6-carrier goal by 2035. However, the complexity of nuclear-powered aircraft carriers should not be underestimated. The USS Enterprise had a maintenance nightmare due to the stacking of 8 reactors, and China's choice of thorium-based molten salt reactor, or integrated pressurized water reactor technology route, will directly affect the reliability of Type 004. In addition, the electromagnetic compatibility of the 32 surface active phased array radar, the energy distribution of the 4 electromagnetic catapults, the 6th-generation carrier aircraft landing adaptations, and other engineering challenges need to be repeatedly verified on the test site on the Yellow Sea. As the design lesson of the overlap of the 3rd catapult and the takeoff area of the Fujian ship shows, technological leap forward is inevitably accompanied by the cost of trial and error, which is precisely the tuition fee that must be paid towards the Deep Blue. The ultimate significance of the Type 004 aircraft carrier lies in the fact that it symbolizes China's historic turnaround from a land power to a sea power. When 110,000 tons of steel ship cut the waves of the South China Sea, it stirs not only geopolitical ripples, but also the transmutation of civilization. Jingyi Fleet 600 years later, the Chinese people once again embraced the sea on an unprecedented scale. This transformation is reflected in the military on the Mayan sea power theory of practice, but also reflected in the economic on the 21st century maritime Silk Road escort needs. If the 004 type of service is scheduled, with Djibouti security base and the strategic pivot of Gwadar port, the Chinese Navy will really have the ability to respond to global emergencies. In the Gulf of Aden, anti-piracy, search and rescue in the Indian Ocean, the Middle East evacuation and other non-war operations to shape the image of a responsible great power. Of course, the carrier race has always been the epitome of the game of national power. U.S. think tanks worry that China with dumplings, like shipbuilding speed, may be in 2030 before the number of aircraft carriers to catch up with the U.S. military half, and 004 type of technological leap more likely to trigger subversive deterrence. But as the Pentagon's internal debate between carrier obsolescence and consolidation of dominance has shown, the value of carriers has always been deeply tied to the strategic environment. When the range of the Dongfeng 26 covers Guam, and when hypersonic weapons rewrite the rules of the battlefield, the Type 004 is not so much the king of traditional naval warfare, but rather a multifaceted delivery platform for China to seek a balance between asymmetric superiority and symmetric deterrence. Under its keel, it carries not only a nation's maritime ambition, but also a civilization's deep questioning in search of new coordinates in a century of change.